Oh, welcome back to Knitting in Our Jeans. I'm Liz.
I'm Carolyn.
And you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as 2Liz4You, TOOLIZZFORYOU.
And I'm CPREDMOR on Ravelry and posting as Knitting in Our Jeans on Instagram. And I posted this week.
You did?
I did. We were out on the
yes.
boat, and I took a picture of what I could see from the boat. So it's August still, although Labor Day weekend is next weekend, so you're going to be away.
Yes.
We're not. I'm not sure what we're doing. I'm thinking about getting a pass from Jones Beach so I can go to the beach, but we'll see. Anyway, so I have posted on Instagram recently, and that's about all my news. Shall I show what I'm working on?
Sure. What you working on?
I'm working on my Moma, and I have separated
for the sleeves.
With the sleeves. So I have about another inch to go. I'm really liking the collar. I'm loving the sweater. Loving this sweater. Anyway, as I'm working on this, and it could take me maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks to finish it because I am just knitting in the round. There are 140 stitches for each sleeve, and there's 381 stitches in the body. So let me tell you, it was a struggle the last 10 rows because I had close to 600 stitches on this needle that I just go going around and around and around. The good news was I had exactly the right number of stitches. Yes. And I've, separated the sleeves. Yes. So I'll do another inch, or I may finish the ball of yarn. There isn't much left. No, there isn't much left. So I'll finish the ball of yarn. We'll use that as a stopping point. And then I'll wind another cake and start a sleeve. And then I'll do the second sleeve. And then I will do the rest of the body and the hem. So that is my plan. I was reading my email. What a shock, because sometimes I don't always read my email. I have a lot of junk in my email, and as much as I would like to get rid of it, I don't necessarily want to get rid of all the email from the New York Times, all my knitting people, Pattern Review, which is a sewing group, what's the makeup? Sephora. I mean, I don't buy that much from Sephora anymore because I don't put makeup on that much anymore, especially in the summertime. I have a heat problem, and I just radiate heat, so the makeup then falls down my face. Once it gets to be about 55, 60 degrees, I'm okay again, and I can start looking like a real person. I always felt one should be made up in the morning. I think that's from going to work for 40-some years. So, I love what I have for my eyebrows. I didn't put it on the thing.
Oh.
So
I was about to say, your eyebrows are quite tiny right now.
I have an eyebrow pen that does really well. I'm really happy with from Sephora. Then eyeliner, which I don't have on either. Lipstick, lip liner, lipstick, and foundation. I go the whole 9 yards, but not in the summer because I just radiate heat and it falls off and ends up, somewhere on my shirt. So, not sure why they make. Oh, so email from Sephora. So I know. Anyway, I got an email, as I do every Friday, from Indie Untangled. And we've been friends with Indie Untangled for, a really long time. And the person who runs it. So we're going to be working again this year at Indie Untangled. I just got rid of the reservations you can make reservations at the Marriott 11 months in advance. And so in December, I make reservations for the Marriott close by, just in case our friends decide not to go and we're not getting an Airbnb with them. And I can hold them and cancel them without penalty. So I've just canceled those reservations because one of our friends has gotten an Airbnb and we'll be staying with her and our group of friends. So that's exciting. Anyway, reading my email, there's a weekly note from Indie Untangled, and this week they announced a knitting contest?
No, a make-along.
A make-along.
With prizes. So if you cast on anything after June 17th and you finish it before October 18th, I believe, then you can submit it and you'll be eligible for prizes. You do get additional entries for different techniques. I don't remember the techniques that are,
probably brioche.
well, hold on. Here, we can pull it up, actually. So you'll receive additional entries if your project uses cables or colorwork elements, or if your project uses yarn or a pattern from an indie untangled vendor or sponsor.
So right now I'm working on my Moma, which I did cast on after June 17th. So I could submit that.
Mm-hmm.
And I have probably 5 skeins left to go. Well, yes, we'll have finished 2 skeins when I finish that tiny ball, and I will have 5 more skeins left. So that I know that. But since it's just plain knitting, I am doing quite well with it. So I was thinking of using this yarn that I got from 29 Bridges, called Furlough. I want to say furlong. My head is in horses. But I really like it. And there's a Joji Locatelli pattern.
Glacier Tunic.
Glacial Tunic, which fits what I want to wear in the wintertime. I have enough yarn. So if I can finish my Moma by the next week and a half, 2 weeks. So by the next time we speak, I will start this in the Joji Locatelli pattern, which I have. It's in an ebook. I had already bought and paid for the entire ebook.
Mm-hmm.
So I have the pattern. It's just a matter of printing it out from my slow as molasses computer. My computer is going on 8 years old, and for as much stuff as I have poured into it, it's showing its age. Yeah. It's showing its age.
Well,
I'm thinking for Christmas, maybe I'll order myself a new computer and watch your father have hissy fits.
Okay.
But, you know.
Speaking of the Glacial Tunic, since it's a Joji pattern,
yes,
and you decided before August 30th that you might want to do it, you could enter the Joji Locatelli fall make-along.
Oh my goodness.
Which means you can't cast this on until after September 1st, which goes along with your plan.
That's right.
So I'll put the link so that you all know. I'll put the link there, but we'll do it on your iPad when we go back downstairs.
Great.
Because I thought of this because I also have a Joji Locatelli pattern that I'm thinking about doing.
Very cool.
Which we all know on this podcast, knit-alongs and deadlines for us are kind of like the Knitmores. They're suggestions. Yeah. I mean, I should say for everything but, I guess, Stash Dash? Yeah. Because the Knitmores are very into Stash Dash and do that very well. But for all but that, we are very much in they're guidelines.
Yeah.
So this week, a friend of mine, Shamika, posted that she was going to buy a yarn set from Botanical Knits, or Botanical Yarns.
Either one.
Beautiful sets for the Joji Locatelli Instant Crush, which is made out of mohair. I was like, oh, that's pretty.
It's very pretty.
Oh, that's real pretty. Oh, that's boyfriend friendly.
Because it's
not wool. It's mohair, and I'm going to use some Surrey.
Very good.
Oh, I could do this at a stash.
See, I'm doing it at a stash.
Right. But a bunch of my friends are all like, oh, no, you could totally make this happen. You can totally do this. Especially because it's out of stash. So I went stash diving. And I found these 3 Surreys.
They're beautiful.
Which all look very beautiful together.
Yes.
And I was thinking I could do this as the main color because I have enough of this. And then I could add like a navy blue in there.
Oh, I love that.
But then I realized I have this beautiful purple from Babs.
Stunning.
And I could use this as the main color. And then have these as the other tones.
Beautiful.
And then I wouldn't have my cuffs be in white Surrey.
Yeah, not a good idea.
Which is probably the route that I should go. So I am going to wind these up and swatch. I have submitted my Joji Locatelli fall knit-along, I guess, entry. One thing about the Joji knit-along that I had not realized, they request that you register for it if you want to be eligible for prizes. They do not require that you complete it unless you want the, like, you have to complete by the deadline in order to be eligible for a prize. I think November 30th.
Oh, way before Indian Tangle.
Yeah. So, again, there's no harm, no foul for registering if you have some Joji in your or Joji Locatelli patterns that you're interested in making, especially if you have any that are already swatched, already prepped. Cast on doesn't happen until September 1st, which is next Friday. Yeah. So it's not that
I can wind all this up.
Yeah. So that's what I've been thinking about and working on.
And we're going to be at Rhinebeck. So we got Indian Tangle 2 days, and we have Rhinebeck.
Well, Indian Tangle only 2 days due to the fact that we are working it.
We're working. So we work the Thursday. It's open on Friday.
Yes.
And we said that we were going to be at the registration barn.
Well, you will be. I will find out where I
am. And so please step by and say hi. You know what I look like. I'm not going to look a whole lot different unless I have a hat on. So please say hi. That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
And then 2 days at Rhinebeck, which we haven't bought those tickets.
No, we haven't.
We have to buy those tickets.
Okay. Not a big deal.
Not a big deal. Because you can also buy day up, too.
Yeah, but we like having them on the phone, yeah.
Yes, that has worked out pretty well. And then we've either parked in the back and gotten in easily, or parked up at Mulberry Street and gotten in relatively easily. My walking is doing much better. I'm up to walking a mile, 1.2 miles, which is 2 times around my expanded block.
Nice.
Yes, and it's about a half an hour of walking, which is what is recommended for keeping fit. I've been reading up on this.
Nice.
And I started also doing my stretches again. I could tell I did my stretches again, but it felt good doing my stretches again. So anyway, yes, my walking has done better. My knees are doing really well.
Good.
Yes. So that's good.
Well, I was going to say, before Rhinebeck, I'm going to have to bring my boots over and wash them off because they got all muddy a few weeks when we wore them.
We'll have to.
So that I can wear them for Indy.
Our hiking boots.
Oh, I don't have hiking boots anymore. I'm talking my lug soles. Because those were good for Indy.
Well, you can also buy some hiking boots in between now and then. Anyway.
Yeah.
I will be doing this. That makes a third
big sweater,
big sweater. And then, if I don't need 4 new sweaters.
Are you sure about that?
Well, I don't think I can finish them.
Oh, okay.
Especially since in my mind I was thinking about making that dress for Her Highness. And I don't think there's if I do the Joji.
And by Her Highness we mean my niece.
That's right. And I'm working on this needle point.
Okay.
So anyway, this may put squash to finishing the big needle point for Mom and maybe looking at the small needle point for Mom. We will see. So anyway, I've been working like a fiend on my Mona. Mona? Yes, Mona.
I have Mona written down.
I believe it's Mona. You can't get the pattern anymore, unfortunately. And I've altered mine. I've changed the neckline on mine a tremendous amount. But it works for me. That's one of the nice things about knitting is you can make these things and alter these things so they work for you and your life. There is a dinner dance for our boat club in the end of September. So I've been walking. So my dancing will be good. So I have some stamina.
Good.
Yes. And there's a shoe shop at the end of our street up here. And he's got some really pretty flats. Because there was a woman at the Port Washington Yacht Club. And she was dancing away. She announced that she was 75. And she had some moves. And I thought, I want to try. I said, I really appreciate you dancing. And I said, I love the fact you're wearing flats. She says, yeah, I can keep my balance In the flats, I went, brilliant. So I'm going up and I'm going to buy some flats.
Good.
So that I can dance in flats, then keep walking to keep my stamina up. My goal is actually to get up to 2 miles a day, or 2 miles on a little hike. That would be nice. Because I find that really makes a difference in dancing. You know, everybody has to have a goal. Anyway, would you like to talk about your knitting? Or
I was going to say, with the dancing, because at the wedding I couldn't wear the heels because, we've discovered, I don't remember if we told you all this, my ankle blew up like a freaking half of a grapefruit a few weeks ago. We have now discovered it's probably bursitis, so we'll give it another month, and if it doesn't subside by then we'll go see a different person about it.
She did see a sports
I saw
doctor.
A sports med doctor about it, who's not someone, you know, who just, like, quickly looked at it. So decided I hadn't done anything serious, and that it wasn't like a heart condition or a kidney issue, so we're fine. So we're just keeping an eye on it. But I couldn't wear heels to the wedding we went to, which I realized some of my dance moves I only know how to do in heels because I balance myself in a certain way, so I fell over.
Oh no.
Not an embarrassing amount, but like I was like, this is different in heels.
Yes. Anyway, I'm going to go get some fancy flats up at the end of the street. So I will do my walk, and then after my walk, I will go up and look at some fancy flats and bring some knee highs with me so I can try them on. I have to decide whether I want fancy sandals or whether I want closed toe. Anyway, we will figure it out.
Yeah.
All right.
So what I've been working on recently, I haven't really worked on the brioche mode this week because I realized that Rhinebeck is in about 6 weeks, or 7 weeks?
Is it that close?
Yeah. So we need to get moving on that. And I would like to have my Killer Queen done by then. So I have separated the sleeves, and I know this is a test. I read through the whole pattern. It's great. And it's now released. So I just did the next set of little bubbles, as she calls them. And then so my next, I have, I think, 1 or 2 more main color rows, and then I will do the next set of these. So that's my thought, is that I'll do that. And I'm thinking I'm going to make this short-sleeved, just due to the fact that it is a cotton alpaca, and alpaca, like, it's a decent, like, sweater. So, and also it's good for the fall, fall, layering. Spring, and layering. So I think I'm going to keep it short-sleeved, also because I think I only have enough yarn for the short-sleeved.
Well, that would make a difference.
Yeah, so what I think I'm going to do is I am about to run out of my first ball of the main color, but what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the second ball, and then I'm going to do through this set next down here, and then I will put this on, I will take the needles out, well, not out, but I will put stoppers. I'll put stoppers on, pick up the sleeves, finish the sleeves, and then go as long as, go for
the body
as much as I can, hopefully finish the body appropriately.
Right.
So that's, I think,
breathe a great sigh of relief once I've got the sleeves in, because then I know that I'm good to go. Good for the gold. I've been wearing my knot sleeve sweater.
Oh.
It really, I figured it out. You push that knot all the way up to the top, stick your arm in, and then it lays in this really pretty pattern over your shoulder. So figured out how to wear it. Do I wish I'd made it a little longer? I do, and I've got a whole bunch of yarn over there. So I may, it's a bottom up sweater. So what I may do is I may just go in, pick up stitches along the bottom. Yes, there'll be a line where I've picked it up. But right now, it rides to the top of my pants. And I'm not, that's not where I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
So I think I may continue the hem on down, or I may make it into an A-line type of thing, and then do another hem on the whole thing. So use the first hem as a waistband. and then broaden it out.
Make a little tunic?
Make a tunic out.
Or a peplum, I meant?
Something like that. Yeah, that's my thought pattern, because I have a whole ball of yarn.
You do. There's a whole nother one under there.
Yeah, I had this much and this much. So I think I'm going to be looking at definitely making some kind of peplum tunic out of it, because it just doesn't fit my chubbiness.
You're wearing.
My wearingness at the moment.
Yeah.
Anyway, but that'll be after I finish my hokey.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll be working on that when you meet me at the booth at Indy. That would be fun.
That would be.
All right, so what else?
That's about all that's going on right now. As I said, not much knitting. I was going to say we saw friends this past week. Oh, so I did work on the brioche mode, I guess, on Monday. Tuesday, I fell asleep on the couch knitting this. Wednesday, I fell asleep on the couch knitting this.
There's a pattern here.
Thursday... What happened on Thursday? I think we went out to dinner.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Thursday? No. Thursday. What did we do Thursday? Maybe we went out to dinner. Maybe we didn't. I can't remember. No, we had dinner in, and then we watched a movie, and then I played video games. And then Friday, I knit on this and played video games. And then yesterday we played video games and knit on that. Like, I picked this up instead, yeah.
Instead of the shawl.
Instead of the shawl this week.
Nice.
But we are going away next week, so I'll probably bring the shawl around places, because it's easy.
It's easier.
It's a little bit easier to pick up and keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah.
All right, so I have...
What do you have?
I have been working on my Christmas angel.
Yes.
I showed you all last week before I moved it over. Now, this part up in here was done before I gridded it. And I did use, you'll see I did use some of my pen down here so I can try that. This will be made into a pillow. It's not going to be made into a hanging, wall hanging type of thing. This will be made into a pillow. So I figured if those numbers show up again, and I can't imagine why it would be held next to an air conditioner anyway, but I will test out the ink before I use this on any, for gridding any other embroidery. But I decided to work on her face and then come outward from the face over to the lute, which is an old-timey guitar, and down to her dress. Now, this all was done since the gridding. So now I come out from the face and down in order to match up.
Because you can make little ooches on
a dress.
On the dress, but not so much on her face.
Not so much on the face. And I hadn't gone near the face. And, you know, if my lute has a fat neck, I don't care.
Yeah.
I really don't care. So, but I do have the face in. Here, I've got 2 eyes and a nose and a mouth.
Yeah.
What really makes it stand out is when you do the edging. So when I get
the back stitching.
The back stitching. So when I get this done and get to the back stitching, it will really pop, which is what I found at the bottom with my gold. It really makes the hem stand out, because I was looking at that hem and going, oh my God, this is terrible. The back stitching really makes a huge difference. So I've been doing this during the day and knitting at night, and then Ben found me a light bulb from my light.
It's quite bright.
It's not as bright as the original.
No, but it's still quite bright.
It's very bright, and I can work on this at night now, so that's really very nice. So now it has been quite the argument between my projects as to whether I knit or whether I do this. So I've actually been trying to get at least 1 square done a day. Although there was this a little tiny bit of this light purple, and then I have to go over here to do the rest of the purple, because I find using up that color works best when they have little bits and pieces hanging about. So that's why I've got a threaded needle that's hanging out over here. It's going to be doing something with her other wing. Since I don't color these things, I can't imagine why I have a purple wing on one side and not on the other, but that's not me. I'm sure it turns out very nicely. I have not started my painting yet.
Okay.
I had been trying to get my Moma done, but now I've got to get my Hohi Locatelli done, and then I have to figure out what I'm doing for Her Highness. So I may have to buy her a birthday present and do the dress for Christmas. Because I really do want to make that dress before she gets out of her pink stage. You know? I mean, it's a bright pink. But so that's what I've been working on. I think I've been doing pretty good on it. We seem to have gotten over it. Oh, we found out the cheese that gave me headaches. So Daia is fine. They don't taste very good.
No, but they melt better. Well, they melt okay. They work well melted in a pot, like
that's fine.
In a pasta.
I've been using them as salad bits.
Yeah, they don't work well as salad bits.
They taste kind of like plastic. But anyway, it's something to have in there until the Go Veggie is back in the grocery stores.
You said you found it, though.
I found the slices.
Okay, you want the shreds.
I want both.
Okay.
So I want both. I love cheese. I love cheese. Can't have real cheese, so I love fake cheese. Particularly like Go Veggie, which melts and tastes good at the same time. Anyway, not sure how we got into this. Because I had tried Violife, and it had not done well by me at all. Gave me tremendous headaches. So there's something in that formulation that they say is hypoallergenic, which I react with, which is fine. I just didn't know. So it took me... Richard was funny. He wanted me to go out on the boat with him. But he came downstairs. I'm laying flat out prone on the sofa with an ice pack on my head and both hands like this. He goes, I guess you don't want to leave the couch. I went, no, I don't. But when I'm like that, I can't knit and I can't do cross stitch.
Yeah.
I don't even watch television. I listen to recorded books. Because that's about all I can handle when I'm in that kind of state. So I've gotten past that, yay. And the Go Veggie is back, and some Go Veggies back in the grocery stores, yay. So all of that is good. So that's all my news. We have not gotten any new pattern books. I keep thinking up of new projects to do. I have not worked on, I told your father the Christmas Angel is certainly a long delayed project, and it is. So I am working on one works in old whip.
Yeah.
The Moma is from Rhinebeck yarn of last year. So I will have made up both Momas in two sets of yarn that I bought at Rhinebeck. One I bought online.
When you bought from Babs.
Babs, and it was online.
Yeah.
And that's finished. That's the one I have. And this is then from Carolina or... Chesapeake.
Right? Or no,
Chincoteague yarns. And so it will be finished. So I actually did pretty good in using up some of the stuff that I had bought last year. This will be some of the stuff that I bought last year. So not bad. But I do have some older projects downstairs, one of which is that pink dress that I want to get done. Anyway, anything else new and exciting?
Not really.
All right, so we're not going to be here next weekend because it's Labor Day weekend. And I know you're going to be away. I don't think we're going to be away. I don't know what we're doing. We may end up going to the beach if we don't get out on the boat. We're not going anywhere with the boat. If we do anything with the boat, it will be day sailing. And other than that, I don't know much new. Richard's knees still aren't letting him go very far in the car. He did say going to see Aunt Marianne and friends of ours in Connecticut and Rhode Island. You know, we could take the ferry over to New London, and then we can drive to our friends. I went, I already thought of that.
Good.
Been there.
Glad you're on the same page as the rest of us.
That's right. Hello, I've been talking to you about this for weeks. So, yes, we'll be able to see our friends in the Northlands way before whatever surgery he's going to have on his knees. He sees the knee surgeon in December.
Yep.
So we're counting down the days.
Yes. So
the guy's good. I mean, because I can walk and walk and walk until I just get tired with my knee. So I'm really quite pleased with what he did for me. So anyway, anything else? Oh, they're playing with a miniature.
Oh, so What you can't hear in the background, and currently I think it's off, but Ben purchased a little hovercraft drone for funsies, an indoor use one. No, and it's an indoor use one. It was, it's
adorable.
It's so cute. And so he wanted to bring it to show my parents, because we had watched a video and they talked about drones or something.
New drones that are out.
Yeah. So we're coming up here, and all of a sudden I start hearing. Well, we hear it going because
there's a buzz.
Ben was showed it off, and then I hear my father go, "Oh, this is fun."
I said, "Oh, we'll get you one, dear." He goes, "No, I want a real one."
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, to which of course,
look up the regulations as to where we can fly them.
Well, and of course, my statement is, yeah, as long as he doesn't run this one into the TV and make another son.
And Ben, son meaning
they have
two sons,
two
bright spots
in their TV.
And Ben says, "Well, your mother can get a new TV then." I went, "Mm-hmm."
So that's what you all can't hear in the background.
We have not heard a disaster yet, but don't hold your breath. Anyway,
I think Ben is very careful with it. I think my father is the one who.
That was exactly the point.
But yeah, other than that, I think we're good.
I think we
will see you all in about 2 weeks.
Yes.
And if anyone wants to craft for Rhinebeck, you should get started now.
Yes. Unless you're like me and going to wait a week and have finished one and start another one.
Yeah, well, you're also retired.
I am. Yes.
You have significantly more knitting time than I do.
I can knit relatively quickly.
Yes. I mean, I can knit relatively quickly as well, but I have significantly less knitting time than you do.
We have amazed some people who know us and how quickly we knit. So.
Yeah. When they watch us when we sit and do it,
and chat with everybody.
While we're doing it like we do on the podcast.
Right. Right.
All right. We've tried to end this now 3 times, so we're going to end it now.
Have a very nice Labor Day.
And we'll talk to you all later. Bye.